So, okay, today's session, we titled it Honoring the Heart of the Family. It is such a beautiful statement, I thought, because sometimes the head is visible, is given a lot more importance. I am referring to men. They are more visible in the body of the family. But the heart of the family, the women are the ones that they are the glue, they are the sweetness, they are the softness, they are the love that actually somehow moves the entire family in the right direction. So, in Vedic tradition, we don't actually have this tradition of Mother's Day. I remember some people commenting negatively about it. In Krishna consciousness, we are not averse to anything. Actually, in Krishna consciousness, Rupa Goswami speaks something about Yukta Vairagya. Someone parked their Mercedes car. If you really love your Mercedes car, please go remove it from there. Nobody's? Ending with 876. Mercedes Benz. Oh. Lataji is the richest person here. She is maintaining a low profile. Vaishesha Prabhu, he usually says in the temple, if anyone has too much money, please see me after the program. So we know whom to target. That is, unfortunately, even billionaires think not enough. This is Mother Yashoda. This is a very beautiful statement from Chandogya Upanishad. We'll, again, as I said, I'll try to be very, very quick. We have a lot to cover today. Few surprises on the way. So this is a statement, I'm sure everybody heard this. This is coming actually from Chandogya Upanishad. It says, Matru Devo Bhava. It means mothers are as good as God. So, of course, we have mentioned this in our sessions before. The closest pure love we will find in this world is the love of the mother to the child. Even as children, we may not have the same love towards our mother. But once we become mother, I can't say. Once you become a mother, supposedly, you're supposed to experience something very deep. I have personal experience. No sleep, 6 months, you don't know, like a zombie, you wake up, sometime you sleep, you don't know whether you slept on the right side, left side, and then it's from a bodily point of view, it's a very painful situation, but motherhood is one such experience where you will experience something very deep, very beautiful. I've known many of my friends who have become devotees after they have become parents. Until then, they never understood this concept of selfless love. Selfless, because for most of us, we think selfish enjoyment, satisfying my senses is what happiness, that's what we think. But only when we begin to selflessly serve, we begin to experience something deeper. So, okay. And Krishna also, in the Bhagavad Gita, I will use the help of the kids. Is there a second mic somewhere here? Akshay get the first chance. Will you be able to read the Sanskrit? Okay, I'll read the... Okay, try.
I'll read it. I can read it. I can go ahead.
Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha.
Translation. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support and the grandsire.
So it is mentioned that Krishna is the original father, mother. I mean, of course, we may wonder how. As you can all imagine, as we have mentioned multiple times, when the baby goes in the womb, it's not that we decide, okay, my baby nose should be like this. Eyebrows not too much. hair should be long, flowing like a river. We don't do all that. So actually, material nature under the supervision of Krishna actually provides, takes care. Even the mother, with so much love, she may cook, but the digestive system, the ability to absorb the nutrients from the food, all of that is actually given by God. That's why Krishna is very confidently saying, I am the father, the mother, the support, and the grandson. Grandson is a grandfather also. There are 7 mothers according to our Shastra. So sorry to make you feel less important. There are, please kindly repeat after me. Brahmani Rajapatnika Venur Dhatri Tata Prithvi Saptaita Matara Smrita. Okay, someone can read translation.
One's own mother, one's own mother, the wife of the guru, the wife of the brahmana, the wife of a king, the cow, the nurse, and the earth are known as the 7 mothers of a man.
Or a woman also. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 11th chapter, 28th verse. This is originally quoted by Chanakya Pandit. Prabhupada requotes it here. So these are the 7 mothers. Of course, of all these, it is mentioned one's own mother is the most important of all. And we as children, all of us, of course, we are all children. Anyone here don't have a mother? Everyone has mothers. So we should actually consider all these 7 as our mothers. So this is how we should keep. Of course, as I was reading this, I remembered another beautiful verse. I like this next verse very much. Matravat paradhareshu paradravyeshu lostravat atmavat sarva bhuteshu ya pashyati sabanditaha. Shriyam, you can read the translation. Someone can read. Someone else can read. Anish.
To see every woman except his wife as his mother, this is education, and others' property, just like garbage in the street, and thinking all living entities are your own self. As you feel pains and pleasure by something, you cannot afflict the pains to others. If your throat is cut, if your head is cut, you feel so much pain, how you can cut the head of another animal. This is education. 3 things. This is the test of education.
So this verse says, Matravat paradhareshu. Someone who considers every other woman except his wife as his mother. Paradravyeshu lostravat. Looks at others' property as garbage. Isn't it amazing? To be so satisfied with whatever comes on its own accord and sees others' property as garbage. I mean, he is not interested. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. Someone who sees, I mean, all of us pamper ourselves, our bodies so much. We give importance to ourselves so much. If we are able to get this vision, Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. If we are able to see all living entities as our own self. This verse says, that is real education. Okay. So, my part today is very simple. I'll be talking about, I just picked, why only 9? Because of time, I suppose. So I wanted to touch upon from our Shastras 9 mothers, exemplary in their character, exemplary behavior, and we will see few wonderful qualities that each of them represent. So we will begin with a story. The first one is Draupadi. Anyone recognizes this picture? Can anyone quote who is this person? Krishna. Wow, very nice. I know it's a low quality picture, but and this Mataji, who is holding her hands like this, is Draupadi. So you might know, anyone who heard or read Mahabharata. So at the end of Mahabharata war, almost at the end, Ashwathama, he actually accidentally kills the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi. Of course, it's barbarous to do that. It's not according to religious conduct. And he flees. So Arjuna, he takes a vow that I will chop off the head of Ashwatthama, and then standing on his head, you can then take the path. I mean, these are all Kshatriyas, very valorous, very aggressive type of people. That's their nature actually. So anyway, he captures Ashwatthama, brings him back to Draupadi. So now, the person on this side, can anyone guess based on his personality? Is Arjuna?
No, Bhima.
Bhima. So Srimad Bhagavatam, it mentions that Draupadi and Yudhishthir, Dharmaraj, both of them say, we should not kill Ashwatthama. Bhima, Krishna, interestingly, he says we should kill Ashwatthama. And Arjuna is standing in between. He's thinking, what should I do? So Draupadi gives a very beautiful reason. She says, I just lost my 5 children. I know the pain of losing a child. I don't want mother of Ashwatthama to also have the same pain. So let us forgive. Actually, this is, if you hear about the character of Draupadi, she is also very, very rajasic, very aggressive type of personality herself. But she is also very forgiving. And then of course Krishna eventually says, Arjuna, you should please both of us. You should not kill and you should kill. And then of course, as you might know, the story goes, they remove the jewel from the head of Ashwatthama, and they cut the hair, which signifies, it's as if cutting the head. They, in one sense, dishonors Ashwatthama, and they leave him. So that's the first quality. Mothers also, many of us, a mother is known by her forgiveness. Unless the mother forgives the child, I cannot see how they can love endlessly their children. So this is one quality we can all aspire to increase. I'm sure you already have this in full, but love is such, it's an endless ocean. As you keep finding its boundaries, it keeps increasing. So that is one quality we can all aspire to. Mike?
If I remember correctly, I don't trust my memory on this. Draupadi actually says because Ashwatthama is Guru Patni's son. So from that perspective, she says,
Yes.
no. That is correct.
She also mentions, of course, the mother part also. So, of course, a very beautiful story. I am sure Mahabharata has a lot more masala in it. Srimad Bhagavatam gets to the essence. That is also, I am just skimming through the details so I can make the point about forgiveness. So the second story is a continuation to the same story. So Ashwatthama was forgiven. As he is leaving, look at this personality. He actually shoots a Brahmastra on the last remaining hire in Pandava's dynasty. Here, hire.
Air.
Hair, okay, thank you.
Air. Just say air.
Descendant of Pandavas. The last descendant of. I am grateful to English that it gave multiple options. So as he is leaving, he actually shoots a Brahmastra. Of course, everyone knows Brahmastra is like a nuclear weapon. But the Brahmastras of the past are so powerful, they could destroy the entire planet, or it could also destroy a single living entity. Of course, we don't have that technology yet.
We do.
Kim Jong
Is
Un.
it?
Yeah, we put Kim figured out how to make a humongous nuclear without blasting it without command.
Oh. We already have it figured out here, apparently. So he actually shoots the arrow at the womb of Uttara, and Uttara comes, and this is what she has to say. Can someone read the translation? Ananya will read.
O Lord, you're my powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let me burn me personally. Personally, if you so desire, but please do not let it burn. Abort my
My baby, basically. Embryo.
Please do not do me this favor, my Lord.
Very nice. This is again, Uttara is an example of mother's selfless love here. She's saying, Krishna, if you so desire, you may kill me, but please protect my child. But again, this is also not on the bodily platform. These are all great souls. So they are not thinking, this is my child because I am carrying her. She is thinking, this is the last descendant in Pandava's dynasty and it should continue. Great kings are very much needed to help serve the whole humanity at large. So she is thinking from that perspective. Even if I die, it doesn't matter. Please protect my child. So Uttara signifies mother's selflessness. So this is one thing we can all remember. Motherhood stands for some of these qualities. We can all aspire and try to increase. The third one, it again is a continuation in the same story. This is also beautiful. Prabhupada wrote a separate book called Teachings of Queen Kunti. Such a beautiful set of prayers Kunti Devi has. Now, can someone tell me what all did Kunti Devi tolerate? From her childhood, what all difficulties did she go through? We'll just shout out and I'll...
Karna! She tolerated Pandu dying.
She tolerated Pandu dying. Very painful for
Exilation
loving.
of Pandavas.
So we'll take one at from one person. Karna? Sentence.
She had to give birth to Karna when she was only 16 years old.
And then she had to... I mean, who doesn't like... Karna was born with the stages of the sun.
Yeah,
It was so beautiful to look at.
and she had to leave him to nowhere and didn't know
Because
if he was
it
going to
is-
be safe or not.
Yeah, it is mentioned that even Bhagavad Gita mentions Yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta devataro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadanu vartate. Because whatever great people do, common people follow. So it is mentioned Kunti had a choice. If people come to know, I mean, they don't know all this logic that, okay, Durvasa Muni gave me this boon. I hope everyone knows the story, the underlying story of how Kunti has that special power. She is able to invoke, and through any demigod, she was instantaneously able to produce a child. So she, to try out, to experiment whether this mantra really works or not, she was a curious 16-year-old. So she looked at sun god and asked for a son, and he had Karna. Of course, a very long story. So to give him up, just so that she can set a good example, is such a great austerity, great sacrifice. And what else? What else did she? So many Mahabharata fans. So we'll take one.
Finally, they come to Hastinapura, and then Pandavas going to exile, where there is an attempt to kill them at the wooden.
No.
Lakshmana. So they come back from the forest. First of all, having to raise 5 children. Can we imagine, like 1-2 child with all the facilities, AC, cars, everything, so much automation in America with washing machine, dishwasher. We complain, oh. 5 children, she had to raise them in the forest. And lovingly. And not any children also. They became very righteous, full of character. And then eventually when they came to Hastinapur, the mistreatment she had to see and tolerate. It's more painful. It's much easier if physical pains, tolerating is easier. But seeing her own cousin, brothers, people who were supposed to protect her were trying to kill her own children was so painful for her. So, and then what else? And then okay, you mentioned.
Yeah, she was not able to announce Karna as his son, and then
Yeah, eventually there was a conflict. So seeing both her children fight was also painful. She couldn't do anything there. And then someone also mentioned they got burnt alive. Of course, they escaped. But that was also painful. What else?
There was an attempt to kill Bhima also in the same period.
Bhima was attempted to, with poison, they attempted to poison him. Of course, it's a long story how he goes to Patal and comes back more
They
powerful.
wanted to kill him. She never really knew that. But she was kind of scared that Bhima would.
Yeah. What else? They went to the forest for 13 years, right? No, 12 years. 12 plus 1 year of incognito.
New incognito time.
Ajnata.
New
Of course, she had to, because she was old, Vidura had suggested her not to go. So she stayed back. She did pilgrimage. She actually went to all Char Dhams. So, but of course, it's painful for her to be in separate. So she tolerated so much of her pain. Now, let us look at her devotion. This is one of the most striking and beautiful verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. Only Srimad Bhagavatam has verses like this, which open our consciousness and our minds to completely different dimensions altogether. We usually think, we go to God, say, God, please, I have this difficulty. Huge list. If you are able to please solve this for me. And here is Kunti Devi. Please kindly repeat after me. Vipada santuta sashvat. Tatra tatra jagat guru. Bhavatu darshanam yacha. Apunar bhava darshanam. Satya, can you read the translation?
I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths.
So Kunti Devi, sometimes we also pray, say, God, I want to become pure. Whatever tests you are willing to give, I am ready to face. Krishna gives one test, whole family sick for 1 week, no sleep. Boss calls you, gives you a warning, whatever difficulty there may be. Next week onwards, prayer changes. This is enough. I don't need more tests. I think. Now here, Kunti Devi has faced all the troubles that she faced. And here she's saying it's no longer theoretical. Her prayer is no longer theoretical. She's saying, Oh Krishna, I wish all those calamities would happen again and again. Why? Because whenever there was calamity, like one of the pastime when, of course, almost all the pastimes Krishna happened to come along and directly or indirectly help them. We know the pastime of Akshay Patra, how Draupadi was gifted an Akshay Patra. By the way, yesterday was Akshay Tritiya. Akshaya means something that diminishes, that fades away after some time. Akshaya means something that stays with you everlastingly. Of course, as you know, the only thing that stays with you everlastingly is
The soul. Krishna.
the soul, okay?
Krishna.
Krishna,
The Paramatma.
Paramatma,
not the gold.
Air.
not gold, you said? Not gold.
Air.
That's that's not an answer for our discussion. He is telling Sandhya-ji.
Air. Oxygen. Air.
Actually, yeah, I mean, when I say us, I am referring to soul only. So with us, the only thing that comes constantly with us, as many people alluded, Paramatma, Krishna, the devotion that we have is the only account that carries with us. So Akshaya Tritiya. Akshaya Tritiya is the day where Akshaya Patra was given to, and coincidentally, and it's the same day, 1 year later. It's a long pastime. Maybe whenever we have a time, we'll tell. Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he was leaving Hastinapur, all the Brahmins wanted to follow him. Yudhishthira said, "See, I was able to feed all of you in the kingdom, but now I have nothing. I will not be able to feed you." They said, no worries. We don't need, we will just fast. Wherever great kings are there, that's where Krishna Katha will happen. So we just wanted to come with you, follow you, and discuss Krishna Katha with you. So they all of them also went with the forest, went with Yudhishthira Maharaj to the forest. So seeing the pain that all these great sages are going through, then Yudhishthira Maharaj does this yajna to Suryadev. So Suryadev comes and gives Akshaya Patra. So Akshaya Patra is a blessed patra. Until Draupadi eats, that patra keeps on giving food items. All Matajis are thinking, I wish we had that patra at home. Don't have to cook. You put the lid and say gulab jamun. We'll only have one Akshaya Patra here. Would be nice. I know everybody is thinking pizzas, all different items. Yeah, I'll give a moment for everyone to romanticize the Akshaya Patra. So coincidentally, after a year, Duryodhana actually, he is such an envious person, he sends Durvasa Muni at a time where after Draupadi finishes eating, Durvasa Muni comes. Anyway, long story, cutting short, Krishna actually comes and protects them there also. So multiple occasions like this, Krishna comes again and again and again and was there with them, wasn't really protecting their bodies per se. I mean, they went through so much physical torture, mental challenges also. But here is Kunti Devi who is saying, I wish all those calamities come again and again into my life, so we can see you again and again. This is the very beautiful. Bhavato darshanam yaksha. If we see your face, we will not see this repeated births again and again. So if we see Krishna's face, we will not have to take birth again and again. So that's her prayer. So what can we learn from Kunti Devi, the mother of Pandavas, is of course we don't have to imitate her and start praying for difficulties. So one thing that's recommended is we can of course always ask Krishna, please give me the ability to tolerate those things that I cannot solve, and give me the strength to face the difficulties that I can, and give me the wisdom to know the difference between those two. So we don't break our heads on things that we can't change, and we focus all our strengths on things that we can control and change. So Kunti Devi, tolerance. Mothers certainly have a lot of tolerance. We have seen that personally. And here is the fourth mother, Suniti. Anyone heard about Suniti?
No.
Anyone else? Shriyan also didn't hear apparently. He knows. So this is also a beautiful pastime that comes in the story of, in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Suniti stands for good guidance. She is the one who gives good guidance to her son, Dhruva Maharaj. Anyone knows Dhruva Maharaj? Heard the name? Not our Dhruva. I know he is popular and famous. But he is also named after Dhruva Maharaj. So, she stands for good guidance. And as I was remembering this story, this quote came to my mind. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Did I pronounce it properly? Cradle? Cradle is Cradle. I gave up on pronunciation long time ago. Shamakumari still keeps correcting me. It's not Palu, it is Palu. What was that other thing? Daily, I always get confused. Daily?
It's daily.
Anyway.
Hi.
So you get the point here. This is a very beautiful point here. The hand that rocks. Can someone explain? Who in the kids can explain what this means? Someone who understood this. Akshara, would you like to try? The hand that rocks. What do you do with the cradle?
Yes.
Do you know the old Indian style? You rock them. Why do you rock the cradle?
To put them to sleep.
So the baby can sleep.
The baby can sleep.
And also in the gold rush times to find gold.
Oh yeah.
So the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. What does that mean? Okay, she'll try.
I'm not sure.
You can try. That's
I
okay.
know. The hand that rocks the cradle that rules the world means that like the hand that like puts the baby to sleep, or the mother who puts the baby to sleep, because the mother is the person who uses her hand to put the baby to sleep. It rules the world means like I don't know the last part.
That rules the world. Anyone else can add why? We will give her a chance. She has two personalities, split personality. She is only raising hand. She is only saying no. You try.
No, I didn't do it. I never raised my hand.
Okay. Abhi.
I think it's like Mother Yashoda was able to rock Krishna to sleep, and Krishna basically rules the world.
Okay, we will give them a round of applause for them. The future of a nation, the future of a country, the future of a generation depends on children. So, good character of a child, loving, if they are raised in loving, wonderful environment, they'll naturally have a peace, they'll create a peaceful, sustainable, nice world to live in. So, this quote says, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. So, this is the story of Suniti. So, there is a king named Uttanapada. He had two wives. An older one called Suniti, and she has a son named Dhruva, and Surichi, and his name is Uttama. So once when Uttanapada was sitting on the throne, Uttama was sitting in the lap, and Dhruva Maharaj also wanted to sit in the lap of the father, which is quite natural for a 5-year-old boy. But Surichi was so envious. She was thinking, if I allow Dhruva to sit on the lap now on the throne, because he is older, eventually he will take the kingdom. But Surichi is the favorite queen. Surichi, the younger one, is the favorite queen of the king. So she scolded with harsh words, and she said, you are not qualified to sit in the lap of your father. If you ever dream of sitting in the lap of your father, you should go to the forest, meditate on the Supreme Lord, die, take birth from my womb, and then you will get the qualifications to sit in the lap of your father. I mean, usually our 5-year-olds, they are least bothered. But we are talking about, this is Kshatriya blood. Dhruva Maharaj, even the 5-year-old, Bhagavata mentions, he hissed like a snake that was stepped upon. So with anger and frustration and crying, he actually goes to his mother. And Suniti gives beautiful set of verses. I think I picked only one. She says, please don't be envious. Please don't pray for anything bad for your stepbrother or Surichi. That's the first instruction she gives. And she says, even though it is difficult for you to accept, whatever your stepmother said is right. So she took this as an opportunity to guide Dhruva Maharaj in the proper direction. She said, okay, yes, you should worship the Supreme Lord. Because when you worship the Supreme Lord, only all auspiciousness comes. So she actually sends him, a 5-year-old boy. He is her only teddy bear, you can say. The husband is no longer loving. So, I mean, we can all understand, I mean, at least try to understand. 5-year-old chubby cheeks. What is that song? Rosy lips, teeth with it. So she could no longer play with him, but she sends him to the forest. Of course, this is Satya Yuga, where the process that Dhruv Maharaj was following was to leave the home, go to the forest and meditate on the Supreme Lord for few years, thousands of years. But in his case, within 6 months, because of his intensity, he was able to attract the Supreme Lord. And it's a long story. We will not get into that story now. We will at the end. So here is, I'll skip this, which I already gave the essence. Here is another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. The reason she says she is also not heartless mother, but she is heartful mother only. Why she says like this is, there is this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Please kindly repeat. Akama sarva kamova, moksha kama udharadi, Ivrena bhakti yogena, yajeta purusham param.
A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of material desires.
Sarva kama, all material desires, full of material desires. Material desires as in, we have desires to enjoy matter. I want the latest iPhone. I wish my husband bought a, what was that? Mercedes-Benz car also. S-Class. I don't know, it's supposed to be, E-Class is higher or S-Class is higher? S is higher. Okay, S-Class. So, or we have a bigger house, whatever, more gold. Or so many other material desires. Okay?
Without any material
Or
desire.
akama, no material desires. Whether you have all material desires or no material desires.
Or desiring liberation.
Moksha kama, if you have the desire to be liberated from the sufferings of this world, the sufferings of the repeated births and deaths.
Must by all means worship the supreme whole, the personality of Godhead.
So whether you have all material desires, no material desires, or desire for liberation. So this is the reason she was encouraging him to worship the Supreme Lord. So we are done with 4 mothers. The 5th mother, Devahuti. From here I'll just speed up because I purposefully chose stories at the beginning. Devahuti is, anyone knows the story of Devahuti? Good, we only know. So we will probably one time, we will narrate the story itself. Here is the gist. Kardama Muni is a wonderful sage. So what's Devahuti's husband is Kardama?
Kardama Prajapati.
Okay, Kardama Muni. Okay, thank you. And he marries Devahuti. Anyway, it's the long story. She is the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Comes from a wonderful family lineage. She also had Mercedes-Benz S-Class before marriage. But after marriage, she lives in such simple forest dwelling. And her husband is so attached to doing meditation. For hundreds of years, he completely neglects her. She is so beautiful, but after her marriage, she becomes thin, emancipated. She is hardly able to speak. She is completely surrendered to her husband's serving. So when Kardama Muni, after a long meditation, he opens his eyes, he sees, who is this personality? Then he recognizes, this is my wife. I completely forgot I am married also. Sharat saw some modern day example. Anyway, so she eventually asked for a son who could deliver her. And then that's when Kapila Muni, he is the personality of Godhead, the Supreme Lord. He also takes an incarnation as the son of Devahuti. So then Kapila Muni is the one who gives, there is a sambhashan between Devahuti and Kapila Muni that forms, I think, 12 chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam. Very beautiful discussion. So the lesson we can learn from Devahuti is simplicity. Even though she was coming from a great lineage, she was willing to serve, be very simple lifestyle. Chastity, she was serving her husband even with great difficulties. She was serving her husband faithfully, because it is mentioned for men, self-control is their dhana. For women, chastity is their dhana. Their wealth is chastity. For men, self-control. So whenever a man who is spiritually elevated, who is able to control his senses, and a woman who is chaste, they come, that's a very powerful combination. All of us here, of course, we are trying to develop all those qualities. That's why we hear great examples so we can feel inspired. The modern world that we live in, everybody is like, this is, the norm here is the opposite of the examples that we are reading. So, the sixth example is Mother Devaki. Everybody knows Devaki. But here is one thought that we have. So Devaki, as you know, gets married, and Kamsa is taking her on the chariot with so much love, and then immediately, suddenly he hears a sound from the sky saying that, "Oh fool, you are so loving to your sister, cousin sister, but the 8th son of Devaki is going to kill you." Then immediately he takes a sword ready to chop off the head, and a long discussion between him and Vasudeva, who convinces him that don't kill. If you kill a woman, you will get Papa and you will suffer in the hell. We will hand over, Papa is sin. So we will hand over all the children as soon as they are born. And I was actually thinking, Devaki, they could have decided not to have children. End of the story. No pain. But they actually, she gives birth to 6 children. I don't know how many of you know. In front of the parents, Kamsa was so hard-hearted and so selfish. She takes the newly born baby and smashes the baby onto the rock right in front of the mother. Such a painful experience. She is carrying the baby for 9 months. We cannot imagine the pain Devaki went through, and she did like this for 6 children. Why did she have to go through that? Because she knew that Krishna is going to take birth as her 8th child. And for Loka Kalyan, for the benefit of the people in general, she was willing to go through that pain. So, this is one example we can learn for higher purpose. Whatever we do in our own life, if we can remember this principle, if we can tolerate the difficulties that we go through, remembering this, whatever I do, if I can serve a bigger mission, then you will actually get the strength. And of course, very beautiful story eventually how when Krishna comes back from Vrindavan, Mother Devaki asks, "I want to see my 6 children again." And that's it. Okay, the next example is Sumitra. Very beautiful verse. Please kindly repeat after me. Ramam Dasharatham Viddhi Mam Viddhi Janakatmaja Ayodhyam Matavim Viddhi Gacchathata Yatha Sukham. Karthika, can you read the translation? Mike?
Think of Rama as your father Dasharatha. Think of Rama as your father Dasharatha, and Sita as me. Look upon the forest where you are now going to live, as Ayodhya. Farewell to you, and let your journey be a blessed one.
So Sumitra is speaking to Lakshmana as they were ready to leave to the forest. This is what she is saying. Actually, if you know the story of how 4 children were born, Sumitra deliberately has two portions. Of course, was decided, but Sumitra also chooses. The reason she chooses is she wanted two sons, one son to serve Lord Sri Ram and another son to serve Bharata. All along, she was serving Kausalya and Kaikeyi, even though Kaikeyi was younger, and she wanted her sons to serve Ram and Bharat. And here also, we can see Sumitra exemplifies this mood of servant. I mean, usually we want our children to be the superheroes. We want Krishna, let's say, any little Krishna events, we want our sons to get ready as Krishna or Rama. We are usually not thinking Lakshmana or some character in the background, somebody who serves. So, but here Sumitra signifies this. She is thinking the perfection of my life is if my sons can serve the Supreme Lord. That will be the perfection of my life. So we can also think as kids grow up, when they have a choice to make $1 billion and be non-Krishna conscious versus only $1 million and God conscious. So we have a choice to make all along actually. It's not 20 years later we will have a choice to make. But this is the last but one is Mother Yashoda. So the reason we picked her is love beyond logic. In Vrindavan, we haven't spoken much about Vrindavan and how in Vrindavan godhood goes for a toss. Krishna, he tells all his friends, you know, I only killed Trinavarta. I only killed Putana. And all his friends are saying, you killed. Nice joke, very wonderful joke. None of them are ready to believe that Krishna is God. Yashodamai is also constantly thinking, all these kids are saying Krishna did this, Krishna did that. But anytime there is a lightning, Krishna immediately runs. He says, Mama! And he hides behind me. So I don't think. This guy, if I don't feed him, he will cry. Does Supreme God cry? She thinks like that. Actually, I mean, all of us have heard this pastime of how Krishna actually once, while playing with his friends, eats mud.
Oh, yeah.
He's thinking that, everybody is after my lotus feet. I want to taste the dust of Raja. So he tastes little dust from Vrindavan. And his friends, Balaram also catches hold of Krishna's hand, muddy hand, and he drags him to Yashodamai. The Yashodamai, he says, what happened? Balaram says, he ate mud. Krishna says, Mama is lying. Yashoda says, all your friends, they are also saying that you ate mud. Mama, they are also lying. I can understand that they are lying, but Balaram never lies. No, Mama, this time he is also lying. There is only one way to know. Krishna actually, he only says, if you don't trust me, you can look into my mouth. Usually we say this, right? If you don't trust me, come, please check. Like that he was doing. Mother Yashoda said, yes, open your mouth. Then he had no choice, but he opened his mouth. And to distract Mother Yashoda, he shows the universe. He sees all different universes. And then Mother Yashoda sees one universe, 14 planets. And then further zooms in, Bhumandal. He sees Earth. And on Earth he sees Yashoda looking into the mouth of Krishna and she's thinking, Whoosh. She thinks, I thought he ate mud. It looks like he ate the entire earth only. So Mother Yashoda's love for Krishna is so overwhelming. She is thinking, even after seeing this whole thing, she is not thinking Krishna is the Supreme Lord. She is actually thinking, what will happen to my son? He ate so much mud. What will happen to his health? So, this love beyond logic, especially for men and for children also, many a times we wonder, what is this sentimental fools? No logic only. Actually, in the spiritual world, This is what is celebrated. Logic, they say whatever logic and intellectual discussion, all of that ends at Vaikunta. You want to enter Goloka, then you have to leave behind your logic. Only love is allowed, only pure love. Sometimes so much love, it is actually mentioned Sandrananda Visheshatma, one of the qualities of pure love is that they love Krishna so much that no other thought can enter the mind. I mean, Mother Yashoda, clearly she is only seeing Putana, Krishna only killed, Trinavarta, Krishna only killed. He falls from all the way from the sky to the, and still Krishna is intact, he is still playing. So in any little small intelligence also, they should get a question. How is he able to kill an 8-mile long Putana? How did he fall from thousands of feet in the sky? Is he really God? That thought never crosses the mind of Yashoda. And finally, Srimati Radharani. Actually, it is mentioned Srimati Radharani is the source of all Lakshmis. You see in this picture, all Lakshmis, all demigods. This material nature herself, Durga or Parvati Devi, is also an expansion, a partial expansion of Srimati Radharani. Lakshmi Devi, Sita Devi, everyone, all their roots are from Srimati Radharani. And this is what Krishna has to say. I'll just read. Satyam Satyam Punah Satyam Satyam Eva Punah Punah Vinarada Prasadena Mat Prasadona Vidyate. Shri Krishna says, O Narada, I tell you truly, truly. Again, truly, truly. Sometimes Krishna lies also. That's why he's telling truly, truly so many times. Again and again. Without the mercy of Srimati Radharani, one cannot attain my mercy. From Narada Purana. So these are the glorious mothers. So anytime we have some devotion, it is actually mentioned, it is a blessing from Srimati Radharani that she has given us that chance, that little bit of a devotion in our heart. So in Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, the Parampara that Srila Prabhupada and all of us are trying to follow, usually many people worship Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Oh, Kanaya, they have Krishna flute. But in our Sampradaya, we worship Srimati Radharani. Because Radharani likes Krishna, we give garland to Radharani, we give one flower to Krishna. So our mood is very different. As we go deeper into the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, is a very sweet. So we are all lovers of the Mother, the Supreme Mother, Srimati Radharani. Okay, I will pause here and I will now hear from everyone. Please shout out some qualities of a mother.
Kind.
No, slowly. I will repeat. Kind.
Selfless.
We'll give a moment for everyone to digest and maybe remember an instance in your life where this character was exhibited by your mother. By your mother. This kind. I heard kind.
Helpful. Selfless.
One at a time. I'll take from each one from one person. Selfless. And you sit down. Selfless. Mothers are selfless. We all agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Helpful.
Very nice.
Superwoman.
Superwoman. Mothers are superwoman. Yes? Caring. Very nice.
Good at cooking.
Good at cooking. She got to the most important thing. Very nice. What else? Adults can also say. No qualities. Please. Sacrifice. Very beautiful. Patience. Hardworking. Guidance.
Intelligent.
Louder. Multitasking. Only one. Rituals. They train us in traditions. Spiritual. Sorry. I missed the spirit of your ritual. Spiritual. So they give us the spiritual culture needed. What else? Good cooks. Done already. No. Imagine your own mother. What is one quality you remember from your mother? understanding our emotions, protecting both physical, mental, humility. Yeah, without that humility, difficult to tolerate.
Liking us the most.
Love us unconditionally, even though however bad we are. Did you say? Okay.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Only one per person. Forgiveness.
Support when
He got two. He got two.
No, he's telling us. Supports
more on this thing when difficult times, tough times.
when we are down, moral boosting, support. Okay, what else?
She acts as a teacher also.
Yeah, very nice point. As a teacher, only one. What else? Inspires us. We should be able to give all adjectives.
Cheers us up.
Cheers us up. Yeah, enlightens our mood.
Motivational.
Motivational. Patient.
Joyful.
Okay, joyful. That is also an important quality. Actually, this is also a very important point. When the mother is happy and joyful, naturally, so here a couple of quotes. A mom teaches love by living it. I thought this is such a beautiful statement. She teaches love by living it. I mean, this session, when I was preparing, I was thinking of two things. Actually, we wanted to express our gratitude to the mothers. But every session should also have something that you should aspire for. So I thought, okay, I should also set some good examples that all mothers can look up to and say, okay, I also wish that I can develop those qualities. We are done almost with the second part. So, a mother is a person who seeing there are only 4 pieces of pie for 5 people, promptly announces she never cared for the pie anyway. Anyone had this example with your mothers? I mean, not with pies I meant, but some of you are saying no. I meant the principle.
Cake.
Right? I mean, everyone wanted to eat ice cream, and then everyone joyfully came to the kitchen, opened, only 2 cones are there. Yeah, anyway, I have cold, so you guys eat, something like that. Here is the job description of the mother. Who can read? Can you read?
Me?
Behind you. What's your brother's name?
I don't know.
Mike?
I don't know. Yeah, Bruno. Yeah.
Please tell your name.
What are you guys saying?
Anirudh. Okay, now I know.
No, his name is Bruno.
Okay. Name is done.
is Mike McLean.
Kids are having too much fun. Please read them. Mothers are eagerly waiting. When
She works 24 hours a day. She's an alarm clock.
She works 24 hours a day. This is the job description of the mother. Usually we have a 8-hour, 40-hour week limit. So mothers, they work 24 hours a day. Okay, go on.
She's an alarm clock.
Any kids have this experience?
Yes. She always wakes me up. Yes. No.
Sometimes. Husbands also.
My dad wakes me up.
Actually, she needs a mom.
Okay, third.
A cook, a maid, a teacher.
She's the cook also. Queen also, and the maid also. A teacher, okay.
A nanny, a nurse, a driver.
A doctor also, nurse or doctor. And then a handyman in America, sometimes maybe.
A photographer, a counselor.
A photographer, especially girls, you will all agree. I don't know.
We don't like that.
You don't like? Okay. A counselor. A comforter. Comforter as in 2 words, 2 ways. She comforts you. Otherwise, I mean, I've seen many children, they just love. Even however old we are, we feel so, the loving warmth in mother's hug is so good. As a comforter, you just get into the loving hug of the mother. A comforter. An ATM also. Okay, here is the compensation part of the job description.
My dad gives me money.
No holidays,
I don't even get money.
no sick leave also, no days off, no overtime pay.
No pay to be.
She works through day and night. She gets paid in hugs and kisses.
I thought you didn't get paid.
I mean, that's what this generation was told. That's why I think the hugs and kisses also have become rare only.
Yeah, Bruno.
Wait, I can kiss my mom.
Okay, here are
The videos. Oh yeah, that makes a noise. What's that? Is that a video?
here is a few videos we picked. We'll quickly just go through them. So the first one is called Project Home. Bonus appraisal time for mom. This is what the advertisement is. I'll give you a quick context for those of you who can't understand Hindi. Unfortunately, I couldn't find. Even though my Hindi is also poor, I was able to understand. But this advertisement is in English. Sorry, this is in Hindi. So both brother and sister, they wanted to have a discussion with her mom. So the mother had a cherished list, a wish list from the past. Abhi, I'll take the mic. Because this is like a wine bottle in their hand. As soon as it comes, I don't know what's happening to this. We are used to this, don't we? We are a family show, so we are used to kids making fun here. Even if they are able to hear a little bit while making fun, that's okay. So, both of them got appraisal as in their salaries increased and they got a bonus and they were having this discussion with their mom.
अरे वाह
नहीं आज भी ले लगता है उसका सब काम तू ही करती है
चुप कर और जा मेरे प्लेट लेकर ऑफिस फिनिश किया तुम्हारा को डांस क्लास में 3rd ड्रॉप किया फिर आई तुझे क्या बस शादी हो गई अच्छा अब बताओ तुम दोनों ने क्या जरूरी बात करनी थी
सुना मैंने और रोहन ने हमारी लाइफ के लिए कुछ फैसले लिए
एक्चुअली मुझे और दीदी को ऑफिस में प्रमोशन और अप्रेजल दोनों मिले
ये तो गुड न्यूज़ है
ऑफ कोर्स
पर आप दोनों इतने सीरियस क्यों पर हम दोनों ने डिसाइड किया है कि हर साल जो भी इंक्रीमेंट मिलेगा उसका हम लोग वही करेंगे
बच्चे बड़े हो गए सुधा हम लोगों ने सोचा कि तुमने हमारी लाइफ का सबसे बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट इतना सक्सेसफुली हैंडल किया है प्रोजेक्ट घर तुम्हें तो कभी प्रमोशन और अप्रेजल तो मिला ही नहीं हैप्पी मदर्स डे और ये लो तुम्हारा बोनस
Consistent performer of our life. There are so many beautiful points. The most important project of our lives. Project Ghar. Never gets any promotion, no bonus, most often no recognition even. Okay, here is the second video that talks about. I'll skip that part. Your love is never small for her. Here is another beautiful one. Actually, I already did that. Okay, nothing for herself. Whatever she does, she never wants anything for herself. Okay. So here is again for those of you who can't understand Hindi. This is a very simple Hindi. You will see here mother and daughter. She bought something.
Could you put captions?
I already did, but I don't know whether it will translate properly.
माँ कल प्रमोशन मिलने की खुशी में मैंने कुछ ले लिया. अच्छा किया बेटा. दिखाओ. दिखा. पर पहले आप प्रॉमिस करो कि आप मुझ पे चिल्लाओगे नहीं. अरे मैं क्यों चिल्लाऊंगा? माँ प्लीज प्रॉमिस करो. प्रॉमिस. माँ. अरे वाह कितनी प्यारी चीज लाई है तुम. मैं क्यों चिल्लाती? माँ ये एक्चुअली आपके लिए है.
This is for you.
मैं कब थर्मस पे पागल हो गई है जो इतना पैसा मुझ पे खर्च किया तुमने. जरा भी समझ नहीं आता है. प्यार प्रमोशन मिला है मुझे.
क्योंकि वो अपने लिए कभी कुछ नहीं मांगेगी.
Those of you who can follow the Hindi. In the beginning she said, why would I scold you? She said, such a beautiful earrings you got. And as soon as she heard that this is for you, she first was happy. I don't know if you are able to capture the emotions. She was very happy that her daughter has got something for her. Of course, she appreciated the love aspect of it, but then she immediately remembered the cost. Are you fool? When will I wear the diamonds? And then she started scolding, which is why the daughter in the beginning was taking the promise. You promise me that you will not scold. So nothing for her son. Even when we give also, when they genuinely don't want. And here is a third one, similar. We are not promoting.
This is Diwali though. This is Diwali.
Yeah. No, I lost 5.
A son got a necklace for this small.
देखा इतने सालों बाद तेरे पापा को दिवाली याद आई. कैसा है?
माँ ये मेरी तरफ से दिवाली का बोनस मिला था तो मैंने सोचा कि हैप्पी दिवाली माँ. छोटा हो या बड़ा इस दिवाली को सोने से सजाइए. गणेश.
Don't look at the ad. Don't look at the commercial aspect of it. Please look at the emotional aspect of it. It's also very beautiful. So we can see the father. So the father, of course, it is mentioned matter remains matter if our conscious depends on the consciousness. Actually, Prabhupada says this mic, as soon as we use it in Krishna service, this becomes spiritual. But if we use the same mic for our own selfish enjoyment, then this mic becomes matter. So same thing with gold also. When it is used as an expression of love, to inspire others, to uplift others. I mean, we don't need gold per se. So we have nothing against it also. But, okay, here is another one. This is for all the motherly. I mean, sometimes fathers are also, there are few, I didn't want to pollute the mood here, but the motherhood is such a beautiful thing. And sometimes fathers take up that responsibility. The motherly love that fathers show is also very important. And in this particular video that we will see, the older Bahu, right? The younger Bahu becomes pregnant, the older Bahu doesn't yet. So you'll see, she was happy for her younger co-sister, but co-sister, I don't know what they call that, co-sister, okay.
You can
but,
see yourself.
But at the same time, this is Bade Bahu.
Thank you.
इसकी अब से क्या जरूरत थी? छोटी बहू, एक तो तुमने आते इतनी बड़ी खुशखबरी दे दी, ऊपर से घर की पहली गोद भराई, इनसे सबर का होगा।
पापा जी की चाय का पानी रखती है।
बड़ी बहू अभी तो आई हो, आराम कर लो, चाय छुटकी बना देगी।
पापा जी की स्पेशल चाय मेरे हाथ से ही बनेगी।
मुस्कुराए औरों की खुशी में मगर क्यों महसूस करे एक कमी भी है। क्यों आंखों में नमी तेरे और होठों पे चीख तभी से है। अरे मकान को घर बनाया तूने, क्यों तू समझे खुद को अधूरी। और भी कई किरदार हैं जो बनाए तेरी पहचान पूरी।
ये गिफ्ट देखो, लगता है मौसी ने तो सोच लिया कि बेटी ही होगी। बेटी ही होगी ज्योति, तू देखना।
अगर बेटी हुई तो नाम क्या रखेंगे?
वो पता नहीं, पर अगर लड़का हुआ तो ध्रुव। बड़ी बहू तुम बताओ, अगर बेटी होगी तो क्या नाम रखेंगे? लतिका। लतिका होगा हमारी बेटी का नाम, जो लता भाभी की परछाई होगी, जो पापा की शुगर कंट्रोलर होगी, जिसके हाथ में मम्मी जी की बीमारी को ठीक करने का जादू होगा, जो ज्योति की ट्यूशन टीचर होगी और बुरे वक्त में इस घर की हिम्मत बनेगी और मुझ जैसी नई बहू के लिए ताकत होगी। जहां भी रहेगी ना भाभी, सिर्फ खुशियां मिलेगी।
So this is for all the motherly. And here is one for tough moms.
Another one of this. These ads are turning out to be funny. Oh yeah.
So by the way, the setup is everyone is having their dinner. You will see the daughter-in-law was trying to reprimand her son, but everybody else doesn't support her. The husband also. You will see. She gave him simple food to eat because he made some mistake and he pushed it aside. And she is taking the plate away.
बात तो थी। ₹10 के लिए छोरे ने भूखा मारेगी क्या?
ऐसा क्या कर दिया इसने जो प्लेट उठा के ले जा रही है?
₹10 तो लिए थे तेरे पर्स से, कोई पड़ोस से तो न लाया था।
मेरे पैसे लिए थे इसने, तेरे बाप के नहीं।
छोटे करके है ना, तेरी माँ ने कुछ तुझे सिखाया नहीं है? जान दे, ये तो तुझे खाना देगी ना, तू मेरी प्लेट से खा ले।
मैं अपने खाने की चिंता कर। इसने ₹10 लिए ना, चुराए हैं। आज चोरी की है, कल न जाने क्या करेगा। और अगर मैं इसकी मां की जगह होता ना, तो 2 दिन तक इसको खाना नहीं देता। बाबू, ठीक किया है तूने। खा ले।
Okay. Here is a quiz. Are you now? So, what is the best gift for Mother's Day?
The upcoming one.
I'm sure all of you searched on Amazon. So, this is our proposal. The reason Vedic tradition doesn't have a Mother's Day is because we are supposed to celebrate Mother's Day every day. It's not that on Mother's Day we come, we say, Mama, I love you. We put a big poster, bring roses or chocolates. Actually, we are supposed to live with that gratitude every day. I mean, she doesn't have to do whatever she does to us. So, kids especially. Be grateful and express. We have one more, we will talk about that. This is our Guru Maharaj mentions, love means to serve, and to serve means to please. Many times love, we just have it as a feeling. In my heart, I have it. And here is a Krishna conscious way to look at, this is for older, all of us actually, even so-called mothers. You can think about your mothers now. What gift do you want to give your mothers? What do you think is the biggest problem or challenge your mother faces?
Me.
For the record, that is true. But I'm sure all of you thought about some challenges, problems that your mother faces. Now, the reason we put this at the end is in Krishna consciousness, there are only four problems: birth, old age, disease, and death. B-O-D-Y. Yamaraj. So if we can actually do anything that, we should serve their bodies. If they have any health issues, we should certainly look after them. We should certainly entertain their minds. But more importantly, we can do something that delivers their soul from this repeated cycle of birth and death. That is the best. So, as Mother's Day, as a gift for Mother's Day, we can all think, how can we do this? Of course, Bhagavad Gita says, you cannot give something that you don't have. So first of all, you become Krishna conscious, then you will be able to give also. So one of my friend, he spends every day, every alternate day maybe, 45 minutes talking to their parents. So for 30 minutes, he reads Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam with them. And 15 minutes he asks what breakfast you ate, what did our neighbors do, or what is your health, you went to this doctor, which our general talk with our parents. But he also adds a spiritual element to it. So that way, he is taking care of their bodies, he's spending time with them so their minds feel, okay, my son cares about me. But he is also spending time that delivers them from the cycle of birth and death. This is something, again, our humble proposal. So this is something you can include in your own discussions. Of course, this has to be done intelligently. But please at least start thinking about it. How can it be intelligently done in such a way that it is relishable for them? They don't feel repelled by, what is this? This kid, they used to do all the nonsense. Now she's coming and telling me how to worship God. Unfortunately, our parents, their understanding of God, I'm not generalizing it, but based on my observation, is mostly ritualistic, unfortunately. So, if we are able to bring them some philosophy, Prabhupada says, anyway, Mohit Prabhu has already indicated, we are short on time. And see how you can connect them locally to devotees there. This is, again, requires a lot of planning and multiple years of execution and lot of follow-up. If we are doing so much for their body, we can spend a little more time that will benefit them. Okay, I will skip both this because there's very beautiful stories. Dhruva Maharaj at the end, after he attains perfection, a Viman from Vaikuntha comes and he was leaving this world back to the spiritual world. As he gets onto the aeroplane, he actually asks the Vishnu Dutas, what about my mother? My mother is the one who guided me, who gave me the correct guidance. What about her? And they point him next to him. And he sees that Suniti is also getting onto another aeroplane back to Vaikuntha. So the best gift that we can give is, of course, we should aspire to go back to the spiritual world, but we should also try to take. And Prahlad Maharaj is a good example of how he practiced pure devotion without expecting anything in return. And when Narsimhadev appears, Narsimhadev asks, what would you like? So Prahlad says, Lord, I am not doing business with you. I don't want anything. Narsimhadev says, no, I want to give you something. And Prahlad then asks, you please forgive my father. I know he used all bad words against you. He did so much nonsense towards you. You please forgive him. Narsimhadev says, forget about your father. I have already liberated 21 generations of your past and 21 generations of your future. All their karma, but before that, feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a gift, a present, and not giving it. So, this is again for everyone, each of us, not just for children, for men, husband also. Whenever I feel little sad, the first thing I check is, am I not grateful for things that Krishna has given me? Usually the answer is yes. Whenever we are grateful, we will just be happy for no reason. Because you can see Krishna through this person did this, through this person did this. So there is no reason for us to be sad. Okay, one final 5-minute video. And we have a pleasant surprise for all of you.
I know. We know it.
This is for the kids, by the way. Please watch it.
Oh yeah.
By the way, he is a wrestler apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not watching this. I don't really know.
My mom would be at all my sporting events. Let's say I was playing football, okay? My mother would be on the sidelines, and if the play on the field started going one way, my mother would run along the, Mike, get up! I'd be like, oh my gosh. I'd get in the huddle with the other guys and go, Mark, is that your mother? And I go, no, I never saw her before in my life. The greatest gift my mother ever gave me, she believed in me. I overdosed on drugs on 3 occasions where I should have been dead. But I believe I was kept here for a reason. It's an occasion. She believed in me. I overdosed on drugs on 3 occasions where I should have been dead. But I believe I was kept here for a reason. You show me your friends, I will show you your future. How do I know this? I hung out with losers, and I became the biggest loser of them all because I gave up everything I dreamt about as a little boy because of who I chose to surround myself with. My friends would drive me home at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. We'd be drunk and high, laughing in the car. We'd pull up in front of my house in New York. They go, Mark, the light's on. I go, oh man, my mother's up. See, my mom wouldn't go to bed until she knew her son was still alive. I'd walk in, she'd say, hi Mark, how was your night? I go, it was good, Mom, I'm just gonna go to bed. She goes, can I talk to you for a minute? I go, Mom, I'm tired, I'm just gonna go to bed. She goes, Mark, I haven't seen you all day and all night. Can I please talk to you? I said, man, just leave me alone. You bug me. I slammed my bedroom door. I'm the one person who believed in me. I was on a worldwide tour. We were wrestling overseas in Japan. After my wrestling match upstairs in my hotel room, I fell asleep. There was a knock on my door at 10 o'clock in the morning. I got out of bed, I looked through the safety window, and I could see him. It was a Japanese promoter. So I opened the door and said, Mark, I need a call home. There's been an emergency. I went down the hotel room on the phone, I called back tonight and said, hey, what's going on? I said, Mark, I don't know how to tell you this. I said, just tell me what happened. I was going to start crying. I go, Mark, I can't tell you. I said, just say it. He said, Mark, your mother died. I just threw the phone down. I ran out of my hotel room. I took the elevator to the lobby, and when the doors opened up, I just ran out into the street. I mean, there was no cars, there was no people. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I walked down the middle of the street in Hiroshima, Japan. And I remember looking up and just saying, Mom, I am so sorry. I flew home for her funeral, and I was so nervous to walk up to her casket, so I just stood right in the back. And I kept looking from a distance, and I kept thinking to myself, Mom, please wake up. Please get up. And then I finally got the nerve to walk up to her. And as I got closer, I could see my mom for the first time. And she was so beautiful. She was dressed in white. She looked like an angel. And I just stood over her and I said, Mom, you are my hero. Everything I am, everything I hope to be was because of you. You love me so much, you gave me a life. You're the only one that ever believed in me. How to repair? By getting drunk, by getting high, by getting stupid, by hanging out with losers for what? All she ever wanted to do was talk to me. I wish I could talk to you now, Mom. I wish I could see what I'm doing. Why couldn't I have been a better son? We are defined by our choices. But if you surround yourself with people involved in drugs and alcohol and pills, it's a dead end. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to tell you I lived that life. It leaves a broken hearts, broken relationships, broken dreams, and death. For what? To get high? If you have a mother or a father, when you go home, tell them how much you love them. See, my whole life was about being rich and famous. I had to be a millionaire. I had to win the race. I had to win the race at the expense of my marriage, my family, my friends. For what? To be all alone in the world and learn what is truly important, and that is how precious this gift of life is, and how fabulous, and how quickly it can take away. See, I no longer live in time.
सब मदर्स को रुला दिया आपने.
This is for all of us.